Alrighty, good morning guys. It's April 20th and we're gonna go get the Tesla to a buddy of mine that is going to be making a false floor for us, or for me I guess. So yeah, I'm already running late, so I'll see you guys when I get there.
On you know that I'm a selfish lover. When it's mine, I want it. One track mind for you.
Alrighty, so I forgot to explain what's going on in this video here. So it's gonna be like a little montage of everything that we did, like the process of actually getting the false floor made. So I apologize that I didn't introduce myself there, but yeah, enjoy this. And then at the end of the video, there's a little explanation of everything that my friend here did to make the false floor. So enjoy. Awesome. Thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, y'all. So what did you do to get this front trunk part going?
False floor. Well, first things first, we got this piece of cardboard. It was a rectangular piece of cardboard. We just put it over the opening, made sure that we did a proper outline of what the shape was going to be. And as you see here, it lines up pretty perfectly because eventually this is what we're going to use as a stencil to cut out the curves. For this smaller piece, I just kind of measured it. And then I cut this first, but this is was a little more complex, so we decided to use this template here. We trace it out and then cut it out. But after you do that, you're gonna want to determine how big you want your plywood to be. So we decided to go with 3/4 inch plywood here because we're gonna be mounting stuff to this. So if we use something like 3/8 or even 1/2 inch, the screws are probably not gonna hold good and it's gonna go through the plastic and mess up the interior. That's the whole point of this, so we don't have to puncture any holes in the car. But after that, we used my speed square here to determine the angle, because if we go over here to the car, you can see that it's not perfectly level. It's a slight decline here, or incline depending on how you look at it. So what I did, I just marked a piece of wood, and then I measured with my speed square to get the angle, divided that by 2 to get the joint in the middle, cut the angle of my table saw here all the way down, and it gave us the perfectly 17 degrees right here. That way it follows the curvature of the car nicely. But once you have all your cuts, all you got to do is make it fancy. We decided to route it because we have a router, so we wanted to use it. You don't have to route it. You could leave it square if you like, but we routed it to make it look nice. And then to join everything, I just glued the edges, and I used a couple of pocket screws here. These are 1/4 inch grooves here. And the jig that I have makes a pilot hole inside the hole, so it's easier to get it in. But determine what size screw you want. We ended up using something a little longer and just sanding down the nubs here so it could hold a little better, because like I said, there is glue there. You always want to make sure you have 2 points, 2 different types of adhesion. In this case, we have glue and screws, so if one fails, the other one is kind of its backup. But before we actually even cut anything, we mark these holes here. What you can do is you put a little paint at the edge of your bolt and put them on, and then just put this where it's going to be and it'll mark it. But what I ended up doing, I just put 2 driver bits inside the sockets, and then I just hammered this on top of it, and it marked the perfect placement. So I did a pilot hole first. I cut out this with a Forstner bit to get a nice round hole to make room for the washer, which is over there. And then
Let me grab it real quick. Go ahead. Look how perfect that is.
There it is. It's a 1 inch hole, I believe. And then we just went back in it with a 1/4 inch. That way this can go all the way through. And now it's gonna be able to hold nicely. And we did double check, before we put everything together that the holes did line up, and they did. So don't forget to do that. But other than that, you just put it all together and sand it down to your liking. I would have done it a little more, but Ivan's gonna end up putting carpet over this, so I'm not too concerned about it. But as you can see, turned out pretty good, and the holes line up perfectly.
Awesome, Radio. Thank you. You're the master right now. Appreciate it, bro. All right, so we gotta find this, but longer, and get a washer. Let's do it. Okay, I was able to find this that had M6, and right here we had an M6 by 40 millimeter, but I don't think it's gonna be long enough still. It's got maybe a 1/4 inch. Where I found this one, M6 by, let me see, 60 millimeters, and it's pretty much double. So I think I'm gonna go for these, even though these are, look like an 8 millimeter, and these are flathead. So maybe I'll take both. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm gonna take both because I'll try this first, and if that doesn't work, then I'll try that, and I can return that. Even though this is like $3, this is like. This is $2.50, so about the same for both. So I almost forgot to get the washers. These are M8 by 124. I couldn't find M6 by 124, so these should work fine. 6-1 by 40. That was perfect. Literally perfect. And this washer, which I think was M824, that was also perfect. Check this out. It's literally perfect. So I'm gonna screw this in. Alrighty guys, this is perfect. Literally perfect. You're the man, Radio. Appreciate it, bro. So I think that's gonna be everything for today, but I wanted to show you one more thing, which not too fun. So this is my current situation. I had water get into the trunk here of the car, so I let this open for maybe for like the past 2 days to let all the water from this dry off. Ooh. I have the foam inserts over there, but yeah, crazy. It turns out that this guy here wasn't seated properly, and it was pulling the foam forward, so that was causing water to get inside the trunk when it rained hard. I'm hoping that does fix it, but we'll see. But I wanted to show you guys that. Anyway, y'all, thank you for watching. Leave a like, follow, subscribe, whatever you want to do, but see you guys next week, I think, or next video. I don't know. Bye. Have fun. See you. Take care. Drive safe. Everything.